English Daily is your place to listen deeply, understand clearly, and improve endlessly. Hello everyone, welcome to today's podcast. I am truly glad you are here with me, because today we are going to talk about something that matters to all of us, no matter who we are, where we live, or what we are trying to achieve in life. That is motivation. Motivation is the invisible power that moves us forward. Is the fire inside that pushes us to wake up in the morning, to keep going when things feel hard, and to believe that the future can be brighter than the present. Without motivation, even the simplest task can feel heavy and meaningless. But when we have motivation, we can climb mountains. We can push through pain, and we can discover strength we never thought we had. The truth, however, is that motivation is not always with us. Some days we feel strong and full of energy, while other days we feel weak, empty, and tired. We start our journey with big dreams, but somewhere along the way, we lose energy. We question ourselves, and wonder why it is so hard to stay motivated. Why it is so easy to start but so difficult to continue. If you have ever felt this way, I want you to know you are not alone. Every human being, even the most successful people you admire, face the same challenge. They too struggle with staying motivated. The difference is not that they never lose motivation. The difference is that they find ways to build it again and again. So in this episode, we are going to explore how to stay motivated. We will begin by understanding what motivation really is. Then we will look at why we sometimes lose it, and after that, I will share practical strategies you can use to keep motivation alive every day. Finally, we will listen to some inspiring stories of people who overcame obstacles and kept moving forward. My hope is that by the end of this podcast, you will not only understand motivation better, but also feel inspired to take action in your own life. Now let us begin by asking the simple but important question. What is motivation? Motivation is the reason behind our actions. It is the why that explains why we do what we do. Imagine you wake up early to study English. Why do you do it? Maybe because you want to pass an exam. Maybe because you dream of traveling to another country. Maybe because you want a better job. Those reasons are your motivation. There are two main types of motivation. One is extrinsic motivation, which comes from outside. For example, you study hard because you want good grades or because your parents expect it. You work late because you want a bonus. The other type is intrinsic motivation, which comes from inside. You do something because it brings you joy, pride, or meaning. You paint because you love colors. You learn English because you enjoy the feeling of progress. Both kinds of motivation are important, but intrinsic motivation is usually stronger because it connects with our hearts. When we truly love what we do not need someone to push us forward. We naturally push ourselves. Still, motivation is not something stable. It goes up and down like waves in the ocean. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and days when you feel stuck. That is normal. The secret is not to wait for motivation to magically appear, but to create conditions in your life that keep it alive and strong. But before we talk about how to do that, we need to understand why motivation often disappears. There are many reasons why people lose motivation. Sometimes our goals are unclear. If we do not know where we are going, every step feels pointless, like walking in a forest without a map. Sometimes our goals are too big or unrealistic. Dreaming big is good. But if your dream feels impossible, you may give up before you even start. For example, telling yourself you will become fluent in English in 1 month is not realistic, and instead of inspiring you, it will only bring stress. Please. Contest. Another reason we lose motivation is the lack of visible progress. When we work hard but do not see results, we feel stuck and frustrated. We start asking ourselves why we are even trying. Fear of failure is another strong enemy of motivation. Many times we stop working not Because the task is impossible. But because we are afraid to fail. Feels safer to stop than to risk disappointment. And finally, walking alone without support makes the journey harder. When there is no one to encourage us, no one to remind us of our strength, we may feel too weak to continue. Do these reasons sound familiar to you? If they do, do not worry. You are human. We all face these challenges. And recognizing the reasons behind our lack of motivation is the first step toward solving them. Now let us move to the most important part: how to stay motivated every day. The first strategy is to set clear and realistic goals. Instead of telling yourself you will reach the top of the mountain in one giant step, break it into smaller steps. For example, instead of saying I want to be fluent in English, say I will learn 10 new words today. Each small win builds energy and confidence. The second strategy is to create a vision. Close your eyes and imagine the life you want. Imagine how it will feel when you succeed. Visualization makes your goal real and keeps your fire burning, even on dark days. Third, build routines. Motivation is fragile, but habits are strong. If you make something part of your daily routine, you do not need to fight with yourself every day, you just do it automatically. Fourth, celebrate progress. Even small progress deserves recognition. Reward yourself, smile at your growth, and allow yourself to feel proud. Fifth, always find your why. Ask yourself why this is important to you. If your reason is strong enough, your motivation will survive even the hardest times. Another important strategy is to surround yourself with positive people. Energy is contagious. If you stay close to people who believe in you and encourage you, you will feel stronger. At the same time, you must learn to accept failure as part of the journey. Nobody succeeds all the time. Failure is not the end, it is feedback. Teaches you what does not work and brings you closer to what will work. You must also take care of your body, exercise, sleep well, and eat healthy. Because a tired body makes a tired mind. Addition, feed your spirit with inspiring materials. Listen to podcasts, read books, or watch videos that lift your spirit. Positive input creates positive output. Finally, keep a motivation journal. Write down your goals, your progress, and your feelings. On days when you feel low, read your past victories. They will remind you of your strength and give you courage to keep going. Sometimes, the best way to understand motivation is through stories. Take Thomas Edison for example. He tried thousands of times to invent the light bulb. People laughed at him and said he was wasting his time. But Edison did not quit. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence gave the world light. Another story is that of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before her success, her book was rejected by many publishers. She was poor and depressed. But she kept writing. Today, her books inspire millions of readers around the world. These stories remind us that motivation is not about never falling down, is about standing up again and again. So, my dear friends, let us bring everything together. Motivation is the energy that moves us forward. Can come from outside or inside. But the strongest source is always our own heart. We lose motivation when our goals are unclear or unrealistic, when fear and loneliness weigh us down, or when progress feels too slow. But we can stay motivated by setting clear goals, building routines, celebrating progress, finding our true reasons, and surrounding ourselves with positive energy. Motivation is not something you wait for, it is something you create step by step, day by day. The next time you feel tired, tell yourself, "This is normal." Remind yourself you are human, but also promise yourself that you will not stop. You will take one small step today, and tomorrow, another one. Because in the end, success is not about who runs fastest, it's about who keeps walking, even when the road is long. So keep walking, keep believing, and keep shining. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I hope it gives you strength, hope, and inspiration. Stay motivated, and never forget, the fire inside you is stronger than the obstacles outside you.